Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, January 10th. We are looking at Window Traders' market profile of the SNQ. We got a lot to get to. We're going to break down all these charts, which are going to be very interesting. Not a good week for the bulls. ES down about $11 on the week. Very good ranges again. I mean, the first 6 days of the year, very good ranges. Volume today right now is 65 million, which is the highest of the year, which still is not much. So, again, we're following last year's pattern of some good ranges, but no volume. Let's recap what happened here, and then we'll go over trading and everything. So, righty ends with an 11 wide point of control and an afternoon rally high in K. NQ ends with just a day's high and low. They're only 8 wide. And I, for me, is too close to the day's high for an afternoon rally high in NQ. ES ends with only, I think they're 8 wide. I put these in bigger increments. But regardless, they didn't get 9 wide. They do have an afternoon rally high. It was still far enough, $1.40 from the day's high to use. Never saw the opening afterwards. Bears controlled the day. However, they tried to go trend down twice, failed twice in ES. NQ tried once. ES filled the island gap, but held the regular gap from November 6th. That's still holding. ES closes with an outside week down. They closed below last week's low after taking out last week's high. NQ does not. NQ closes at 17, so they ended up 34 points above last week's low. But we'll get to what we're going to be calling those in a minute. The sad thing for me today is I saw this market very well, and I lost money because I had one really big loss in E period when I thought NQ was going to get the IB low. And that became a function of what? Not respecting how much these short-term traders can move a market. Nothing disastrous, but frustrating because I thought I saw the market very, very well. I shorted A period with ebb and flow shorts. I missed. I got the overnight low. So I shorted when it opened and drove down and we had the lower value. I was doing some ebb and flow on the pushes up. Then I also got the short to get the overnight low. B period, shorting ebb and flow. Once it ripped below A's low, I missed getting A's low. Did not get that. But then I started shorting it. We had value. We had indices. We had the overnight low. We had one-time framing down. So I did well on that, although I did lose on one of them at one point, but I still made out on the day in B. C period, I was shorting against the 144 when it pushed up. And then they took out B's high. Now, E period, I started off good. Took a short to take out D's low, but didn't hold it. I'm like, we're still pretty far away from the IB low. I don't know if they'll get it. Then they got further down, and I jumped in, and I kept adding as it went up. And finally took it off. It was not a good trade at all. Hurt me good, gave back everything, put me down the day. My next trade then, I did okay in both G and H, looking for the afternoon rally high. Yes, they went higher in G, H, and I, but where I was shorting them, they were still getting pullbacks. So, and again, I was not doing anything big at that point. So I was chipping away at what I was down. Still ended down on the day, nothing huge. Just frustrating considering I lost on 2 trades today and made on about, 3, 5, 9 and lost money on the day because, again, I didn't give the market a chance to move. These are big ranges. I have to respect how much they can move them. So, still a good week overall. Not going to complain. I was just very frustrated, upset with myself. So NQ, again, last year, 97% of the time, you got the IB high or low. Okay, so did ES, basically. So early in the year, NQ goes one day without getting one of those. Now, let's get to these charts because we were talking about this balance and everything else. And I think that's the real important thing to look at. What is happening here as we go into next week? So here's IWM. November was a great month for them. Made an all-time high, blew out of balance to the upside. December traded totally inside, which made the monthly up to balance. And now January has taken out both November and December's lows. Now, can you call it down? You can. But since I was still calling it up to balance, for now I'm just going to call it balance since it's still early in the month. We'll see how the month progresses to say whether I'm going to call it a 3-month balance, 4-month balance, or call it down. However, kind of starting to look like what happened on the last all-time high 3 years ago. All-time high came right back into balance. Same in December, although they never took out November's low. And then, look what happened here in January. Boom, down she went. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. So for now, I'm going to keep the monthly balance. The weekly, I'm calling down. And they did have an outside week down, didn't they? Yes, they did. So, they had an outside week down. So the monthly is balanced for now. The weekly is down, outside week down in IWM. And the daily is down. Okay? Close to the 200-day moving average. They touched the 200-day moving average only once last year on August 5th. And came right back above it. So we're at some interesting level here for IWM. Monthly balance, weekly down, outside week down, daily down. NQ. Monthly is balance. Okay? That's all it is right now. It was an ugly close last month, and now we're in balance. It remains to be seen how big the balance will be by the end of the month. But for now, it's just purely balance. Weekly. That's a tough one. Weekly is still, to me, kind of in balance here on NQ. I mean, we did take out last week's low in triple Qs. But not, what did we take it out by? Well, we took it out by, not that much, only about less than $2. So, what did I do there? Let's go fix that and go back. So the question is, do we give them the benefit of the doubt and still call it balance? A 5-week balance? We can do that. Again, if you call it balance and I call it down, it's all subjective. As long as you're not calling it up, nobody's wrong. So again, I might call the weekly still balance in NQ and triple Qs. Okay? They did not have the outside week down. If they did, I probably would have leaned towards down. So for now, I'm going to say balance on the monthly and weekly. The daily, I'm calling down. We're one time framing down 3 days. The daily is down. That I am not going to give any leeway to. Okay? Their volume today was 39 million, so not bad. Let's go to the S&P. So NQN's monthly and weekly balance down on the daily. What's the S&P doing? Balance on the monthly. Again, we'll see at the end of the month how big the balance is. For now, it's basically a 3-month balance. What's their weekly doing? I'm going to call them down because we close with that outside week down. So for now, I'm going to call them down. Okay? If you want to still call them balance, I don't have a problem with that. But I'm going to call them down for now with the outside week down. See if we'll get follow through next week. And the daily, down. Okay? Have we taken out this double bottom by a lot? No. But I'm still going to call them down. They're one time framing down 3 days now, and they close below that balance. Okay? We took out the low by $2. Again, not a lot, But for now, I'm going to call it down. If they take out today's high on Monday, they're right back to balance. So it wouldn't be that big a deal. 72 million now on the tape. So they are putting in some volume, which is nice. So we really have not resolved these large balances we talked about. Okay? We'll see if we get more of a follow through on Monday that would officially put like NQ's weekly down and ES get a better look on the downside on the weekly, and obviously the dailies are down. So it remains to be seen, because if we go and take out Monday's high and start grinding again, not much was resolved. Again, it's not about my trading, it's about seeing the market. I couldn't have stressed more to the traders in the room when we were up here saying, yeah, we might get both sides of the IB in ES, and Q might get it. They haven't gotten it yet. I said, but don't be surprised if they don't. There was still a lot in favor of the bears. Now, I shorted, what did I say? G and H, I think. I didn't short I and J. I was like, let's see what happens if they do get it. I probably would have shorted a new high, which we didn't get. But again, the purpose of my room is educating. And we do a really good job of doing that and reading what the market is doing. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Rest up, enjoy your evening, and we'll speak, enjoy your weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.